Now, as we get ready for school to start across Calhoun County, we're very happy to have in the studio Battle Creek Public School Superintendent Kim Carter. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also Director for District Transformation, Anita Harvey. Good morning.
Good morning.
I gotta ask you, is this like the most exciting start to a school year that either of you have ever seen in your careers?
Absolutely. There
Yes.
are great things happening.
And, these are things that have been in the works now for what, 2 years, 2.5 years?
We're going into year 3 of the transformation.
But this is the year where really things are in place and, we're ready to go, right?
Right. I say that the first 2 years were about setting the stage. This year is about scaling up excellence. We're asking people who were believing in the change to now come and see the change.
And, well, let's talk about the two biggies first. We got the STEM school and the Fremont school. And for people who may have been out of town or aren't that familiar with it, tell us what exciting things are happening with those two new pieces of the Battle Creek Public School system.
Well, I'll start with the middle school STEM and then have Dr. Harvey tap in on the Fremont International Academy. So the middle school STEM program is going to launch actually on August 20th. Students are starting with a mandatory orientation. They'll be there getting ready to start the year. But the great thing about the middle school STEM program is that it's an integrated STEM curriculum that's also going to offer a connection to the Outdoor Education Center. So students will be able to go to the Outdoor Education Center every Wednesday for some experiential learning opportunities in addition to all of the integrated STEM that's occurring.
I love that place. So many people have memories of the Outdoor Education Center up on Clear Lake. Mostly my memory is that the bunk beds were a little small because I didn't go there as a student, but I went there later for retreats,
Okay.
as an adult. But what a great place. Well, that's neat that the school system is still maintaining that and everything. But give us in a nutshell what the STEM school does that's new and fresh and different.
Well, it has a laser-like focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And what will happen is that the students will be able to engage in various projects that will be centered on those competencies. So a little bit different from our general middle school curriculum, that it really has that focus.
And the schedule's a little different, right? I mean, it's not like you're first hour is, math, second hour, I mean, it can vary.
Absolutely. And so there will be some integration of content across curricular areas, meaning that you might learn about social studies through a science lens. You might learn about ELA through a science lens, so that our students are going to leave this school with competencies beyond what you would receive in a regular middle school.
And as far as geographically, it's like in one of the main buildings, but it's kind of got its own area. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so sometimes in education we call it a school within a school. And so the middle school STEM program is launching in a wing of the high school that is separate from the high school, has its own entry point, has its own cafeteria. So students will be able to be in their program and have some opportunities to also do some cross-learning with the high school at times for mentorship and things like that. But it really is its own school.
How many students are we talking about for the STEM this year?
So the first year we're launching 6th grade only, and that has 60 students. Every year after we will add in another grade until it is 6, 7, and 8.
All right. So we'll end up with like 180 roughly?
Yes.
Neat. Now, Fremont School, that's a completely different thing. The school sat empty. It was for sale for a while, but now it's got a reuse. And tell us about that, Dr. Harvey.
So this is exciting times for Battle Creek Public Schools, especially with the reopening of Fremont. That's slated to open August 21st with an open house later that day, so people can come and see the renovations that have occurred. And the curriculum is so amazing that it's centered on the primary years program for International Baccalaureate. And what that means is we're creating an atmosphere for students to be critical thinkers and problem solvers of global issues, not only local, but beyond. And so the teachers have been working on units to pull these different curiosities out of students for grades pre-K through third.
And is this a place where, maybe a student in a traditional setting didn't quite feel like they were up to their potential or comfortable, or maybe there were a few things that, or maybe they just didn't like school like a lot of people growing up. Is this a scenario where they could well embrace it where they hadn't previously?
Fremont is looking at a non-traditional setting, and so what that means is the IB curriculum is internationally known, and it is not the traditional classroom. It is project-based learning, which students create solutions to problems for different variances through the lens of English, math, science, and social studies. Not to mention, all of our students will have a world language experience, meaning every single day our students will have language instruction, specifically Spanish. And so we are looking to develop the whole child, not only through academics, but the extended learning as well.
How does it look compared to traditional classroom? I mean, do they have one teacher? Do they have several teachers in a day? What are the classroom sizes? How does that look?
So they have one teacher of record, but there is a combination of co-teaching with the Spanish teachers and the elective teachers, with having that unit of focus for the IB school. And it's just a framework for working. So where there is one teacher that has 20 to 25 students, they will have some cross-team teaching.
Maybe after this model's been in effect for a few years, you won't need Spanish teachers because all of these students who become teachers will already know Spanish.
We're hoping to develop a pipeline, absolutely. And one of the things that is very exciting is having that language acquisition starting pre-K, and the grades for this year's pre-K through second. Every year subsequent, we will add the next grade, third, fourth, and fifth.
So right now it's going to be what grades?
Pre-K through second grade.
Okay, got it. And how many students in all at Fremont?
So we have the capacity for year one of 218 students, and right now we have 216. So we are at capacity, but still accepting applications for wait list, and we are really, really excited.
What had to be done with the Fremont school to get it ready in terms of construction or renovation?
Well, it's getting a brand new kitchen because we had to bring that up to code. And so our partnership with our current food service provider is allowing us to put a new kitchen in there. Anything from lighting to flooring to ceiling tiles to just really a facelift, but no major construction was needed because Fremont, is in a great condition. So we were able to just capitalize on the structure of the school and make it a little bit better.
Sure. There's so much you can do now with lighting to get much more efficient lighting and friendly for a learning atmosphere. And I imagine how long have the school sat empty or unused?
For 2 years.
Okay.
And so we're excited about bringing that back to the community and offering them an opportunity to see life in that school.
School starts a week from Wednesday, the 21st.
Can you believe it?
Now, state law says, oh, no, you got to wait till after Labor Day, but not many schools do. A lot of them move it up. Maybe when we come back, you can explain that and the advantages of starting early and how that decision was made. We're talking Battle Creek Public Schools, Superintendent Kim Carter and Director of District Transformation, Dr. Anita Harvey, are with us this morning, and school starts a week from Wednesday, the 21st. But today, you guys are going to be out in force doing something really important.
Yes, so look for those big yellow school buses that will be coming into each of the neighborhoods. We're going to start around 5:30 this afternoon, and all administrators, with some of our teachers as well, and other volunteers are just going to get out into the communities and welcome our families back.
Oh, all right. So it's a big walk, and the weather's going to be good.
The weather will be nice. This is our 3rd annual community walk, and we have a great time just talking with families and, allowing everybody an opportunity to ask questions and get clarity about all of the great things happening this year.
couple of years ago, state law was passed that said schools need to start after Labor Day because they wanted our Michigan tourism to benefit as much as possible. But that hasn't worked real well for every school district, and a lot have applied for an earlier start, and that's the case with, I guess, most schools, really. Our school, Battle Creek School, starting a week from Wednesday the 21st. How did that come about?
So we follow a county calendar, and as a result of a collaborative discussion with other superintendents in the county, we believed it was best to begin school on August 21st. I'm pretty excited about that. It provides us with an opportunity to really get kids back to school, have some ability to disrupt that summer slide, and work on getting everybody up to grade while we work towards the test in the spring.
Yeah, how does that help the test then? It would just gives you a couple weeks head start.
Well, it gives us a couple of weeks head starts, which is always a good thing. I mean, the more that we can provide additional instructional time, the better we can make sure that all of our students are prepared.
That's great. And as far as a couple of schools, we had Climax in here yesterday. They're actually going to start after Labor Day because they have construction stuff that they wanted to finish up. That's the case in Lakeview too, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. However, there are students who do go to countywide programs like the Math and Science Center, the Career Center. They'll go ahead and start with everyone else.
Oh, okay, good to know. Uh, it's very important that everybody come to school that very first day, Wednesday the 21st. Tell us the thinking on that.
We want to set everybody up for success. We want to start off right. This year, we're continuing our attendance campaign, Strive for Less Than 5. And we want to make sure that kids are in school every day on time. And it begins with the first day. We set patterns, and we want to set the pattern of perfect attendance right away.
And we all see it in our daily lives. If we blow something off or put something off, all of a sudden our efforts are diminished. But if we get right in there on time and get started and hit the ground running, to use a cliche, makes a big difference.
Yeah, and I want families to think about the relationships that are built on the first day. It often makes kids feel a little sad when they've missed out on all of those opening day activities to come in a little bit later. So we want to make sure that kids start with their peers and that they receive the same general welcome that everyone else is receiving.
Sure. And I remember back to, the first day of school. It wasn't exactly the toughest day. It was really more of a fun day.
Right, and it's a half a day. So we get to start out, get everybody going, make sure that you've met your peers, you get to greet your teacher. And I would really encourage everyone to check the website because also in the first week we have open houses. So check our website, make sure you look at the dates for your school's open house, and take a moment to come out and meet and greet the staff.
There's another big event on Monday, and it has to do with the Battle Creek Central High School Career Academies. Tell us what that is.
So we have been working and planning to launch the career academies this year. And so we have two academies that will be focused at Central as we look to transform the high school. And the first one being Health and Human Services, and the other being Business and Engineering Industrial Technology. And so as a culminating event, we're having a designation ceremony because we worked with Ford NGL, Ford Next Generation Learning, to partner with this piece of work for anchoring what this looks like at the high school. So we're going to be at the high school Monday, August 19th from 5:30 to 6:30 to just celebrate all the hard work and efforts as an official launch of the Career Academies.
And I heard there's going to be food.
Yes, there's going to be food. And not only that, Tim, we are excited to welcome Dr. Eric Thomas as our keynote speaker. He is a dynamic motivational speaker that is sought out across the nation. And so it's open to the public. We welcome all of our community partners, families, and friends to come and celebrate with us all this hard work that has gone forth.
Do you need people to RSVP, though, if they're going to come to that, or can they just come?
They can just come. We are planning for a big citywide celebration.
That's at the Battle Creek High School gym on Monday at 5:30.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And school starts 2 days later.
Yes, we want to see everybody in the seats on August 21st. We will have some community partners that are guest ambassadors greeting our students. And this year, every elementary is going to have a fire truck that is there with a firefighter from our local community who is also welcoming students.
I think last year I asked, and I usually do ask about staffing, because some schools like Lansing are like 50, 60, 80 teachers short, and you were short a few last year. How's that looking this year?
We have less than 20 openings, and we're still and we're making offers as we speak. So we look to start the year strong, and I'm very excited. Last year we started the year with many openings, and this year we don't see that as being the case.
With these new programs and the grant that has helped develop these programs and really change the direction of Battle Creek Public Schools. Do you hear that from people you're interviewing, from people who are looking for teaching jobs that come in? Have they heard about this?
Yes, they have, and I think it's been great to hear some of our candidates come in and say, we've heard about all of the transformational change that's happening in Battle Creek, and we want to be a part of that. So having the opportunity to have conversations like this, get the word out about the great things happening in Battle Creek has definitely been part of our success.
Exciting stuff. Kim Carter and Dr. Anita Harvey, thank you very much for being with us today, and have fun on that first day of school.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.